E2 Extra here on the ETBU Sportsnet. Welcome back to the Huffman Student Activities area on the campus of East Texas Baptist University. We're joined by Edsel Hamilton, the new Lady Tiger basketball coach at ETBU. First time on the show. Coach, welcome to ETBU.
Thanks, Mike. Glad to be here.
Well, first of all, kind of give us a little background about who you are and how did you get to ETBU?
Well, I'm from Austin, Texas. Lived there my whole life until I went to college. I went to USC in California and started working with the women's team there my sophomore year. Got to know a couple of the girls on the team just playing pickup in the rec center. And they were like, hey, you should come be on our practice squad. And I was like, I didn't know they had that. So I started doing that, did that for a couple of years. And, throughout that process really decided that I wanted to coach. And so the coaches out there were really good to me about letting me get involved with things. So my senior year, I ran some stats software for them, got to work in the office, travel with the team, do film breakdowns, that kind of stuff, and really learn a lot about how to be a coach. Then after the season was over, just started sending out emails and letters and making calls to people, and ended up that Baylor had a spot open. So I started as a GA there for 2 years, a graduate assistant for 2 years, and got my master's, and then Coach Mulkey was great and let me stay on full-time, so I was full-time for 6. So I was at Baylor for the last 8 years, and then the opportunity here kind of came out of nowhere. I had been kind of ready to do more than the role that I had at Baylor. We're just limited on, the spots based on the NCAA rules. So, basically somebody had to leave for me to be able to move up. And Baylor's not a place that people want to leave very often. So, so she knew that I'd been kind of looking to move up a little bit. And Coach Galloway, the assistant softball coach here, knew her from their time at Louisiana Tech together and gave her a call and told her they were looking for a coach. And she told him about me, and that kind of got the ball rolling. And the further into the interview process that I got with talking with Dr. Blackburn, the president, and Coach Reeves, where they really just kept emphasizing faith and family over and over again. And, that really stuck out to me, and I felt like this is where God wanted me to be.
Now, Coach Hamilton, being a part of the Baylor program, if you follow NCAA women's basketball, it's the top one in the nation. What do you hope to bring from that program into the ETB locker room?
Well, obviously we had some really, really, really talented players while we were there. So, you got to recruit. But at the same time, we played a lot of teams that had a lot of talented players too. And, we worked hard every day. One of the biggest things I learned from Coach Mulkey was, if you're going to be a champion, you got to do it every single day. And everything you do, every drill, how you conduct yourself off the court, all those kinds of things. So, really just the kind of the culture and the atmosphere is really what I'm trying to kind of mimic from the way that they've done things there.
Coach Hamilton, our new Ladies Tiger basketball coach here at ETBU. I've seen him hit the ground running from the get-go. My office is in the admissions area, so I've seen you bring players in and recruiting and all. Let's talk about your team. You've had a chance finally to get everybody here and start practicing. How are things going with practice?
They're going okay. It's still early, so there's some times where it's hard to tell if we're scoring because our offense was good or because our defense was bad, or if we're turning the ball over because our offense was bad and our defense was good. So getting to play somebody else will kind of help that a little bit, kind of expose some things a little bit more. We've got our first little scrimmage tomorrow. It's really more like a practice than a scrimmage, but at least the chance to play against somebody else, like I said, will kind of help us kind of see where we're at and what we need to work on. But, the girls have had good attitudes, working hard, and it's just a lot to put in and not very much time. So.
Talk about some of the players you got playing for you.
Well, I think, we start with our seniors that are doing really well for us. April Leonard and, Secret, Davis, and Ambrosia Woodard and Morgan Garrett are our 4 seniors. So they've been kind of taking on some leadership roles, and they've done really well with that as far as, picking things up and helping the younger players in practice figure out what we're doing, because it's new for everybody. That's the really hard part is that, like I said, it's really like having a team full of freshmen because it's new for all of them. But they've done really well of trying to bring the young ones along and kind of help them with how to do things and how to run stuff.
Of course, Morgan Garrett is Miss ETBU, your senior player, and
yeah.
I got to tell you a story. We did her official ETBU Miss ETBU photos, and she wanted to be in her gown and take a photo in the locker room, which we did, and take a photo on the court as well. But I forgot the volleyball team was working out, and so we walk in up on the concourse level, and Coach Mash is running her practice, and she looks up there, and she's like, "What is going on?" And she just goes, "Hi, Mike." We didn't interrupt her practice. We got her in an area on the court to be able to take her pictures, and of course, people will be able to see those a little bit later on. But it's kind of interesting touch to have a basketball player beat Miss ETBU and be on the court in a formal gown.
Yeah.
But of course, she is one of your seniors. So as you work through these scrimmages and stuff, what's your main goal to, obviously, to get your starting five, but what are you trying to help with the team? Because they got to get to know you before you can actually start helping them be better basketball players.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing really is just emphasizing to do things the right way every time and to kind of develop that process. You hear coaches talk about that all the time, about the process, trust the process, of really kind of establishing what that process is and, being able to trust that to where we continually get better every day, every drill, every minute we're on the court, we're trying to get better. Obviously, like you said, I think we want to kind of try to start figuring out who's going to need to play the most minutes and that kind of stuff. Because that's kind of hard to tell, again, when we're out in practice. You kind of get a little bit of an idea, but some players are different when the lights come on. Sometimes people shut down and sometimes people take over, So that'll kind of start showing itself in our scrimmages and then obviously in our first game.
As a Tiger fans come to the gym to see the Lady Tigers play this year, what type of game are we going to see out there? Fast running gun or defensive emphasis? Or what kind of game we're going to see? Or should we not say because no one in the conference knows yet and we might be tipping them off with the scouting report?
I know, I want to keep everything a secret. I would like to play fast, but so that's one of the things we've been working on is about how to play fast and think about pushing the ball all the time, but also picking our spots so we're not being wild and out of control and turning the ball over and getting in bad spots and then we're all out of whack for the offense and all that kind of stuff. So playing fast but under control is one of the main things. And then, again, defense I think is going to be really emphasized. We're going to have to guard people. I mean, I think we got a chance to be okay offensively because we got some talent, we got some skill, but in those games where the shots aren't falling and things just aren't going your way, you got to be able to get stops and get rebounds. So those are a couple things that we're really, really going to hone in on the next couple of weeks.
Well, last question for you, Coach Hamilton. What do you like about being at ETBU so far?
I really like the small atmosphere of it. I mean, I feel like I've been here, I guess, about 4 or 5 months now, and I feel like I know 3/4 of the people on campus already. So I really like the family feel. Everybody looks out for each other. Everybody takes care of each other. I think I'm going to feel that even more once we start games and people start, passing people on campus and they want to talk about, oh, how'd the game go? You guys look great, or we look bad. Hopefully not, but but that family feel is something that I've really, really enjoyed.
Well, as a Tiger play-by-play voice, I'm looking forward to saying Tigers win, Tigers win. Coach Hamilton gets his first victory as a Tiger head coach. Coach, thank you for your time today.
Thanks,
on
Mike.
ETB Extra. All right, don't go away. We're going to still talk basketball here as we move into our last segment of the day. We're going to talk Tiger basketball now. Appreciate Coach Hamilton, as I said, spending time today with us, broadcasting live from the Ornella Student Center on the campus of ETBU. More ETB Extra on the ETB Sports Net in just a moment.